That song's good, man. It gets me ready, that song. I don't know, something about that vibe. Good morning, guys. Something about the vibe of that song. I like old music. Morning, guys. Morning. Family Vlogs, thank you so much. Thank you for that support. Thank you for that motivation. Thank you for the kind words. That helps a lot. People that support others are the best type of people. So thank you so much. I always do similar to other people on YouTube that are making similar videos. You know, other people out there making a living. You always want to support them. So appreciate that very much. All right. So today, interesting. We are getting Hold on, guys. We are getting the first day of a potential crack in energy. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But today is the first day, I believe, that oil opens up red. 3.5% to the downside this morning. First day that oil, I believe, is opening up red for a long time. So, is this a day that we see? Is this a day that we see a little bit of cracks in the support on membership link? It's down below in the description. Is this the day that we see a little bit of weakness on energy, a little bit of weakness on oil? We had some news yesterday about NATO, some news about, I think there's going to be continuous news about oil reserves being released. So we'll see, guys. I'm just, as you may or may not know, if you watched my video yesterday, if you did not, then you would not know. If you're not in the Discord, then you don't know either. But I am in some CVX puts, and I am looking to see if I can catch some of this slippage on the energy sector. We'll see what happens. I feel like there's a shift coming, but I don't know if we're quite there. But there will be a shift. There will absolutely be a shift. There's a conscious effort to bring oil prices down. So we'll see what happens. Could be wrong. This could be the time I'm wrong, but I'm definitely going to catch it eventually. So I'm waiting to see if that happens. That's something that's top of mind today for me and should be top of mind for all of you. Top of mind today should be focusing on what oil does. It absolutely will drive this market. If oil comes down further, then the market's going to go higher. The equities are going to move higher. It's almost in a direct correlation, directly uncorrelated right now, right? It's totally opposite. When you see oil slip, the Nasdaq goes higher. So if you want to know if today's a bull trap or not, you got to watch oil. If oil starts to push higher, it's going to be a bull trap. If oil takes a really big hit today, you're going to see equities rise. That is basically your game plan today. So if you haven't watched oil for the last few weeks, today would be the day to watch it. You have the XLE, the energy ETF, which is also red today. And I believe that is the only sector that is opening red today. Let me be sure of that before I say that. Let me go to my sector ETF. Energy is the only sector that I have here on my watch list that is red today. You have tech green, you have healthcare green, financials green, XLP green, everything else. Yeah, inversely correlated, sorry. XLE, the only sector that is red this morning. So does that continue, or do we flip again? Like, do we go back to green on energy and back to red on equities? That's the question. That's the question in the top of my mind today. That's really all I'm going to focus on today, because I am more interested in seeing this unfold than trying to catch, little trades here and there. I'm very interested in this market, the more macro level type of market situation right now. I think there's much more opportunity in finding that than just trying to trade a few different stocks today. I want to definitely focus on what my belief and what is the chart and what is the sort of trend showing me right now on this potential flip. So there's my main focus today, and we'll talk a little bit about it. We'll talk a little bit about some tech stocks that are at pretty nice levels. So we'll see. I'm out of all my puts. If you watched my video yesterday, you would know that. If you are in the Discord, and congratulations, we killed it on those. So I'm out of SE. I'm out of Snow. I'm out of Roku, and I'm out of what was the last one? Why am I forgetting? Etsy, SE, C Limited, Roku, and Snow. Those are the four. So sold all of those yesterday, around middle of the day yesterday when we started to hold up. Took my profits, felt like the market was getting a little bit overextended to the downside, and that was it. Got to take profits, guys. Can't get too greedy here. Expiration was March 11th on all those plays. So with 2 days left, I don't really like to trade same day expiration if swing trading it past Wednesday. That's like my max level. I don't like to trade them into the last 2 days of expiration. So I definitely took it yesterday, and today I'm pretty much fresh and clean. I have some CVX puts, which hopefully perform today. We'll see what happens. I'm not saying that I'm going to catch it perfectly, but we'll see what happens. So today, we'll look at the futures. We'll look at earnings and economic calendar to get an idea of what's coming. We'll take a look at the energy sector. We'll talk about all the puts that I closed. We'll look at Apple, major support that it's hitting right now. Tesla needs to break 850 today. Nvidia is at a huge level here at 210, guys. I don't know if you've seen Nvidia. It's at a major support. Needs to hold here. Square, interesting. It's holding the gap fill as support. This could be an opportunity if the tech sector wakes up. That's a big if. AMD, major level support at 100. And finally, Google. I've been adding a lot of Google to my long term, and I think this is a good level as well. So you guys can see today is a little bit more on the tech side because I think there is opportunity here to see if tech can hold at the levels that they're at right now. And what we're going to need to happen for tech to hold up is we're going to need to see a slowdown on the energy sector. We're going to need to see some downside on oil because it's going to be very difficult for tech to continue higher if oil continues to skyrocket. So we need to see, if you start to believe that you see some cracks in oil, if we get some news about, oil reserves or Russia-Ukraine tensions lowering, if that comes out in the near future, that will be when I believe equities will wake up. So I'm waiting for that to happen. That is my game plan. And I think there's a lot of opportunity on the backside of this move, guys. I really do. So I want to be the one to catch that. That's my focus. All right. So let's get started. Earnings calendar. Not much this week, guys. It's really not too exciting of an earnings week. It's pretty much ending here. And if you guys want to get some merchandise, as you guys know, I do it every quarter. So I have a code down below if you're interested. Earnings calendar is coming to an end. March, this is Wednesday, so today, CrowdStrike, that should be an interesting one. CrowdStrike, I'll definitely watch that today. Oh, you guys can't see this, sorry. CrowdStrike today, JD tomorrow, another Chinese name, don't expect much out of it. Blink, DocuSign, Blink. Is that Blink? Is that Blink charging? I don't know if that is Blink charging. Maybe. If it is, then watch that one because that is interesting. That is interesting for clean energy, which has been talked about a lot. So keep an eye on that. DocuSign, Rivian, Oracle, and that's about it. I have a small DoorDash put which I'm holding. It's probably going to be a loser if the market continues higher, but I always like to keep at least something in the pile, just in case the market does reverse. So that is my one type of small put play that I'm just letting ride a little bit. It's about $200, I believe. What do I have in that one? I have about $300 in Dash. So I'm going to keep that one. Even if I'm wrong, I'm keeping it in the long term. It's less than 1%. Very small. I think it's about 0.3% of the portfolio. So if I lose on it, I lose on it. But I want to keep that in there just in case we do see market reverse again. I think that could be a potential play. So we'll see what happens on that one. And that's about it. So that's earnings. Let's go ahead and pull up economic calendar. Mats are coming out on the 20th. I think around the 20th, guys. If you ordered an Options Insider desk mat, those are coming out soon. They're all custom made, guys. So they take a little bit to get finished. There's only I think 50 of them, maybe a little bit more. So it's very very customized. You guys will see it when you get it. It's pretty crazy. It's really nothing. No other mat I've seen like this. It's some good quality stuff. So those are coming soon. Sorry for the wait, but they are all custom made. They're all made to order. Economic calendar. Let's pull that up. Here it is. Good morning, Alpha. Wednesday, today, nothing much. Job openings, don't think that's going to cause much. Tomorrow's the big day. CPI, jobless claims. This is going to be interesting tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. And then Wednesday of next week is major, right? We talked about that. Federal funds rate on Wednesday of next week, 2 p.m., big time. Big time stuff here. If we get 0.25, I don't expect the market to react negatively. That's what's priced in. If we get higher than 0.25, I would absolutely expect downside. If we get 0, which I think is a very low chance, then I think market reacts to the upside. But I just don't see us getting back to 0. I don't see us going no hike. But if we get no hike by some chance, I would expect equities to rise. But I think 0.25 is what's priced in pretty heavily, and that's what I'd be looking for. Okay. Nasdaq. So, as you guys see, we're in a little bit of a push here. Nothing major, nothing that makes me, bullish on this market, but something that's worth watching, I would say. That's what I'm sort of thinking today. Worth watching. That's this damn TOS sometimes doesn't let me zoom in. Okay. So, I say today is worth watching. Let me get more time here. I don't know why this is so scaled incorrectly. Here we go. So you guys can see we're getting a little bit of support here at that previous low, right around 13,000 area, which we talked about, right around this 13K, these previous lows. We didn't quite get back all the way to 13,000 flat. We sort of just stayed in this range. So it's more of a range here, maybe around 13.2 to 13,000 it looks like. That seems to be sort of this level, right? And this is where things get interesting because you have this previous support, you have that big drop off futures. If you guys remember, this is the first day that I think Russia-Ukraine got really bad. Right here, it was that Monday morning where the market was down like 4% or 3% or something in the futures market. That was this day right here. And then you guys can see yesterday, we came back to those levels. And we're looking like we're finding something here. Now, this is by no means does this say bullish, right? By no means. There's absolutely no reason to think that this is just a straight up move here or something very bullish. The only way that this market reverses, guys, is something out of the macroeconomic economy, the macroeconomic situation. That's the only way I believe the Nasdaq market moves higher. You need something from the macroeconomic situation to improve. You need Russia-Ukraine tensions to lower. You need oil to move lower. And maybe you need some positivity or something that the market likes out of the federal funds rate. And maybe some good CPI data. You need all those things to sort of line up. And I think maybe the fear sort of settles a little bit. It's a lot to ask for. But I think that's the only situation where you get a huge move or you get a nice bounce here. Something that actually breaks a previous high. Something that makes a higher high. Something that gets over the 20 SMA. That's what you're looking for. That's the only time that I would look to be bullish. If you get something like this, you need something more to confirm bullishness here, in my opinion. I'm not trusting single day bounces. There's no way. Because if you trusted single day bounces, then over the last, say, since 2021 or 2022, if you trust single day bounces since 2022, you lost money every time. So I'm not trusting single day bounces. That's just not what I'm going to do here. I'm not going to try to guess the bottom. I'm going to wait for actual confirmation, actual improvement in the macroeconomic situation. If it happens, we'll take advantage of it. But I don't think you need to be early to this. So yes, we are getting a little bit of a bounce today, but be careful here. Be careful. Yeah, guys, inflation's an old story now, right? We know inflation's high. I mean, we got to stop talking about inflation. Because I know you guys are going to grill me for that probably, but inflation is priced into this market. Everyone knows inflation's higher. The Fed's going to have to deal with it. They're going to have to either increase rates on Wednesday of next week or, they're going to have to increase rates. And that's just going to be an everlasting story. It's not, we can't look at inflation every day and say, market can't go higher because inflation, right? It's priced in. We know inflation's high. That's been known since, the last 4 or 5 months. So I don't think inflation puts too much of a role here. I think we know that. I think it's priced in. And I think the Fed is going to have to react to it. And I think they are reacting to it. So I think we're okay on that front. I think that could be okay. If the CPI, CPI needs to be, CPI, we'll have to see how the data comes out. But I think no matter what, I think the Fed is going to react to that on Wednesday. I don't think CPI is going to be the reason that we tank here. I really don't. I could be totally wrong, but that's my personal opinion. You could agree with it. You could disagree with it. That's healthy. It's healthy to have, different viewpoints. But we'll see what happens, right? I think what's more important is Wednesday. I think Wednesday is a more important situation than CPI. Could be wrong, but I absolutely agree. Inflation's still there, but I just think the market knows that, right? We have to understand that I think the market knows. I think the market knows that inflation is pretty high. So 13,000, there's your Nasdaq, little double bottom, and we'll see what happens today. I would be very careful today. I would be more focused on what oil does. So let's see what happens here. If we go to the hourly chart, we can see that we're starting to get a little curl here, a little bit of a curl. I would be a little bit careful at these levels here, right around this 13.7. This looks pretty tough here, right in this 13.7 area. You guys can see right here, previous support. That turned into resistance. You can see right here, right? Support, into resistance. That will absolutely be resistance if we push higher today. So first level to watch, 13.7s. Keeping it, be careful up there. 13.7, be careful. Next level, I would say, is probably around 14,000 psychological. If we do get above 14K, or if we even get close to 14K, and then watch out for 14.3, right? So be careful there. 13.7, 14,000, 14.3, and keep an eye on those levels today. All right, ES. ES is back at a major level, guys, and this could either be a major rejection today, or this could be a push back above, right? So that's what you need to watch today. Look at this ES level, 42.50. Look how important this level is. Previous support turned into resistance, and that is where we are looking to see what happens today. We're right there. We are right there. 42.50 today, guys. We're about 7 points off. This is a major level on the ES. Look at this. 5-minute chart. We need to get through this. If you don't see this get through, I would expect weakness. So 42.50 on the ES today, guys. Make sure to have that level on your charts. That is major level. You need to know that level. Do not trade today without knowing that ES level is there. Okay, the Dow. Dow's also at huge levels. Previous support, resistance, and resistance again. Huge level. Look at this. Previous resistance right here. Does it turn into resistance again, or do we get through it? That's huge right there. Today is big on that front. 33,000, 33.1, 33.2, all in this area. Big levels. Previous support, resistance, and resistance. So watch out. Yeah, I mean, most, if history over the last month tells us anything, punk skater, then yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I would agree that, this looks like it could reject again. Absolutely. So just keep an eye on that. However, the oil is what's going to drive this, right? If oil drops today, you should get through it. That's going to drive it. Okay? Russell, same thing for the last year. 2,100. As long as you're below 2,100, I would stay careful. I would be very careful on small caps. Just don't see it. Waiting for 2,100. Yeah, man, I want that Mac Studio. God damn. I just don't need it. I don't need it. I keep telling myself I don't need it, but I want it. I want that Mac Studio. I think it'd be so nice for me, especially with videos, because it has the front thing with the SD card. It's got way more ports. It's even got more ports if I want to add a screen here. With the Mac Mini, which is awesome, the M1 chip is incredible for Final Cut Pro. If any of you guys use Final Cut Pro, M1 chip it's night and day. When I had the Intel, it would take like 20 minutes for a video to render, to upload. Now it's like 2 minutes, maybe less. Literally, I changed nothing besides the computer. Crazy. M1 chip is crazy. It's because the M1 chip is made for Mac applications, right? It's very good with Macintosh applications. So, yeah, I mean, I really do want that Mac Studio, but I gotta find a reason to get it. So I gotta somehow make myself, agree that it's worth it. But it's definitely worth it. But I just don't know if I need it. All right. Anyways, that's the futures, guys. Big levels today on the ES, right? Huge level at 4250. Huge level on the Dow around 33,002. Nasdaq, watch out for that maybe 13.7 area, and just see what oil today, what oil does today, guys. That's going to be major. So with that said, let's just go right into oil. Oil, you guys can see we have been on an incredible push to the upside, and I just believe there is a time where this sort of slips. There's a conscious effort to bring oil prices down from the world, basically. And if there's a conscious effort from the world to bring prices of oil down, I'm going to try to be on the side of that, right? I'm not going to try to fight that sort of attempt to bring this price down. So I'm definitely looking to see, where does this start to move lower? Today looks to be the first day where we're starting out red. I believe it is. It could be wrong, but I think that is the first pre-market that is pretty heavily to the downside, 3.3%. Finding a little bit of resistance up here at 130s. And if we go to the shorter term time frames, let's go to the 4 hour. We can see we had that big gap up on back on Monday. We came back down to it, found support at the gap, and you can see that we could potentially come back down to that level today. So that is something I am very interested in. Do we come back down to that 116 today? If we do, looks like the video is everything all right with the video. See, this is maybe why I need a Mac Studio. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I think we're okay though. Need to get a new machine. Apply myself more to analysis, not production. I think I do plenty of analysis. Do it every day. So /CL, we're slipping a little bit off this 126. Does this start to crack? That is something I'm watching. If we zoom out, we can see that you have this 116 area, right there. 116, 116, 116. That's where I'm looking to see what happens today. 116. Does that come in? Does that hold? If it does not, do we move lower? Watching that today on the CL, oil futures, big time. XLE today. You guys can see XLE. We're moving lower right here. Nice little pre-market downside on the XLE. You can see we're starting to move lower, and this is because of oil, right? This is driving oil. Oil is driving this energy move to the downside. So we can see on the daily chart, big time oil move or big time energy move. Does this pull back, right? If I just look at this technically, a technical analysis, I would say absolutely there should be a pullback, right? So I'm not going to base it based off that because this isn't really moving off technicals. This is more of the macroeconomic situation. So I'm trying to read that a little bit more. I'm trying to read the macros more than just the technicals here. So looking to see if this pulls back, looking to see if we come back to maybe this 70, big move. And the way I'm playing this is I'm playing CVX puts because I believe CVX had a blow off top yesterday, potentially. Huge volume on CVX yesterday. It was up 7 or 8% at its peak. Is this 10%? No, yeah, it was like 7% yesterday at its peak, I believe. And we left a little bit of a gap here on the daily chart, didn't we, right? We have a little bit of a gap here on the daily. So do we need to fill that gap down to around 162? It looks like we're already sort of coming down to that. So you can see we got this downside move on CVX. Do we need to fill this gap around 162 today? That is what I'm watching. Yeah, the computers are tax deductible, correct? I have an LLC. So yeah, I mean, it would be for next year's taxes, but we'll see. XOM is another one that I would watch. We have USO. which is another one that had a ridiculous move to the upside over the last 2 weeks. If we go to the 5-minute chart, we can see that thing is starting to move lower. So today, this morning, guys, we're getting some downside on oil. Does it continue? That's my question today. That's what I will be watching. So keep an eye on this. This is very, very important. If this starts to pull back, then I would say you probably get a little bit of upside on the equities. So that's major. Okay. Yesterday, guys, closed all my puts. If you guys are in the chat, you know that. Right here, closed snow. I'll go ahead and zoom in for you. Closed snow for $12.70. I bought it at $3.60 right here on the 4th of March. You can go watch my video on this. Made 250%. Closed Roku right here. 200%. This was up to 600%. And it's not, I don't sleep well thinking about that. This was up to around 500% yesterday, and the market did bounce intraday. I was not able to read that as well as I could have. I was talking to the chat saying how I think Roku, I need to be closing it soon. I was watching it, and the market sort of reacted around, I think, 11 o'clock, and these things died. I mean, they died on the push higher, and they went from around 500% in the green to 200% in the green in about 30 minutes. So very, very big decline. But still, 200%, I can take it. I'll be happy with it. But I definitely I definitely think about what this was. Roku was pretty nice, and I just gave back some. So SE sold that for $15.65, 240% right here. You can see it. Got into it back on the 3rd, 250%. Very nice. And finally, Etsy, the one we called out here in the pre-market live stream. Etsy got in on the 7th. For $3.70 and got out for $6.40 and made 72%. So congratulations to everyone in the chat that took some of these trades. We killed it on these. Losing on Dash. I have CVX and have LMT. What's LMT doing this morning? Oh, nice. Very nice LMT. So yeah, I have some LMT puts as well because I think that's another play that comes back down if war tensions relax. Very nice. So congrats, guys. If you're in the chat, we've been killing it big time. So well done if anyone took any of those. Closed those all up yesterday. Have a few left, but I think it was time to lock those in. Okay, let's quickly talk about LMT now that we're here. LMT is Lockheed Martin. This was a push higher off of war concerns, and I know people get mad about this, but I'm going to say it again. War concerns are short-term reactions in the market. It is almost a proven fact, right? Reactions off of war are short-term. Now, your definition of short-term could be different than my definition of short-term, right? My definition of short-term here is probably 6 months, maybe 8, maybe a year. That's short-term for me. Because that's like really pushing the short-term bubble. It could even be like 3 to 4 months. I do not believe LMT will continue higher based off of nothing. Just because, it's not going to just continue higher. Once tensions subside, which they will, tensions will subside. I know everyone likes to get in their head that tensions are never going to subside for the rest of our lives, but they will. LMT will move lower. This move was solely based off of reaction to a potential war in Russia-Ukraine, right? This, I don't know if I'm right just now, but eventually, over the next few months, 6 months, year, LMT will pull back. It absolutely will. And maybe it's now. I don't know, but maybe it is. I'm definitely watching this. I'm in puts from yesterday, and this could be fantastic today. Big red day this morning, down $15. Yeah, $15 in the pre-market. Yeah, I mean, if war escalates, then we'll react, right? I mean, of course. But, $15 down the pre-market. Lockheed Martin, congrats, guys. There could be downside here. Just watch out for this previous all-time high around 442. See if it holds support there. If it does not, then I think you slip. Yeah, John, that was the reaction the last time I said that. Everyone freaked out on me. So I'll keep my tongue, I'll keep my mouth closed. But it's just the truth. You know, the stock market is something that reacts short term to war, and it almost always subsides. So anyways, Apple, that's the next thing we're talking about here. Apple. I love this potential support here. Is oil dropping right now? Oh, 118s, baby. Come on. Oh, this could be nice for me, guys. Very nice. Oil dropping. All right. Apple. Let's see. Is there a direct reaction? Yeah, see, look at this. Oil's dropping. Look at what the Nasdaq's doing right now, guys. Look at that. Look. Why is this doing this? Why is the Nasdaq pushing right now? It's because of oil. This is indirect, inverse correlate. This is inverse correlated 100% right now. /CL moving lower, Nasdaq pushing higher. This is inversely correlated. This is very strong today. So watch this. This is big. All right. Apple. Apple's pushing higher as well. Very nice. Daily chart. Apple, big time level, guys. If you don't own Apple shares, I would absolutely be adding them here. That's not financial advice. I didn't say that. I did not say that. But this is a great spot for Apple, in my opinion. I mean, if you want to start dollar cost averaging into some Apple, if you like Apple long term, then God, this looks fantastic. I mean, I'm gonna keep on buying Apple for sure, and this looks pretty good to me. So watching this level here around 155s on Apple could be a very nice support level. Could be a very nice little swing trade back to the upside. Could be back to the upside. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Hell yeah, Tesla. You're probably in heavier than I am, but let's go. So 155, 156. Watch Apple today, guys. This could be a very nice little pop off this support level. Could be a fantastic place to add shares. Fantastic. Okay, Tesla needs 850 today, guys. It needs it. It needs it. It needs it. It needs it. If we go to the short-term time frame here, let's go to the hourly. It needs this 850 big time. This is going to be major resistance. So if you see Tesla over 850 today, I would be watching this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. Watch out for resistance. If the market's weak today, Tesla to the downside off 850, absolutely. If the market's strong today, if oil continues to drop, watch Tesla over this 850. This is a huge level on Tesla, guys. Be very careful here. You can see we already tapped 850 in the pre-market. If I go to the 1 minute chart, we went ahead and tapped 850 in the pre-market right here. We need to see if it can get over. So that's a big thing to watch today on Tesla, 850. By the way, I saw Batman last night. Awesome movie. Awesome movie. I'm a big fan of The Dark Knight, and this movie, the story behind this movie, I think is better than The Dark Knight. I would say The Dark Knight has like cooler technology aspects of it, maybe some better theatrics, but the story behind this Batman was sick. The Riddler, if anyone's seen it, it's a pretty sweet movie. I would definitely recommend it. Pretty awesome. Did a great job on that one. And I'm a big Marvel guy, so I always give DC Comics, the short end of the stick. I always give them, I always think that they suck. But I got to give it to him on this one. Pretty nice stuff. All right, anyways. Nvidia. Big level, just like Apple, guys. Just like Apple here, right? Apple, huge level. Look at Nvidia. It held that 210 level very nicely yesterday. Very nicely. If we go to the hourly, or let's go 4 hour. Look at this level on Nvidia, guys. Could absolutely be a nice little play here. Here's Nvidia. You got support all in here. you got support all in here, and you got support yesterday all in here. So, does Nvidia push higher? If it does, you got to watch in this area, 240s. 240s, 241s, watch out for that. That could be really, very interesting. Just watch out for that 240s. But this could be a very nice play back into that 240, absolutely. Really nice support down here around 210, 1, 2, 3. Absolutely could be support. Watch this 240, guys. Definitely has some room up to that level if you get a strong market. I would watch that for sure. And then easy, if you go to the downside and you slip here, easy downside, right? So just watch this 210 level on Nvidia. Tom, you got to watch this one, man. You got to. I know you might be sick of them, but this one's good. Trust me, this one's real good. Go look at the reviews. They're really, it's a solid movie. DC, yeah, I don't like DC traditionally, but they did a much better job on this. Joker was good. I love Joker. If I had to rank these ones, I'd say Dark Knight, the first one with the Joker, is probably slightly better. But this one's Batman's definitely better than the Bane. Dark Knight Returns, I think, with Bane. But definitely better than that one. My opinion. I don't know. It's all opinions, right? Everyone has their own opinion. All right. So that's Nvidia. Square. So, Square on the daily chart. Check this out. Check this out on Square. You guys can see we filled that gap, right? We filled that gap. You didn't like it, Blader? Damn. I'm surprised. We'll talk about that for another time. We'll talk about it in the chat. So gap up on Square on earnings, pull back, fill the gap, right? We played it to the downside. Is it time to play it back up? Do we hold this gap fill? This is why I was not very tempted to hold my my Square puts the other day, because I saw us come into this 95 area and I wanted to see if I could get out. So right here you can see we started to hit that 95, which was right where that gap fill was, and we're starting to bounce off of it. So I would definitely watch Square. I'd be a little bit cautious because of the overall market conditions and how Square has sort of reacted recently. It's not been the strongest stock out there, but I definitely like the potential for Square to fill this gap, which it did, and hold it as support. Batman. Push higher, gap fill, pull back, gap fill support. Can it sort of push back up? That's what I'd be watching today. 95, gap fill support. Watch out for that. Schedules for... Got a lot. We don't have many viewers today. I wonder why. I wonder if the live stream didn't pop out to everyone. Oh well. Less than normal. All right. So watch that 95 on Square. AMD. Big level. There's a lot of big levels out there, guys, right now, which is very interesting to me. Right? Look at this. Big ass level on AMD right here at $100 psychological, and a big previous support all right here. Look at all this support right around 100. And it's interesting. I think it's something to do with for some reason it says scheduled. Is today March 9th? Yeah. 8 a.m. Yeah. Huh. I don't know. But yeah, see, look, it says, I don't think it usually says this. But we're here. Oh well. 1 month back. Damn. YouTube's screwing us up here. All right. Anyways, oh well. At least 800 you still made it. So support here around 100, and it looks like that we are holding here at 100 again and holding here at 100 again. So do we watch this? Do we see if AMD can bounce off this 100? I think absolutely. You do have this downtrend, which is, something to keep an eye out for. Watch that downtrend. But that 100 level looks pretty good, right? Support. Again from yesterday. This looks pretty interesting to me. So I would absolutely watch this today. Maybe push off 100 if Nvidia gets a similar push. If the market gets a push, and AMD looks pretty good off this 100 to me. So see if you can get some here. Got to just be careful the overall Nasdaq market. Make sure it's strong, and just see if you can get this $100 hold on AMD. Could be a very nice opportunity. Again, I think this is a very nice area to be adding AMD shares, right? That's what I'm focusing on more than anything. If I had to tell you the truth, guys, more than options trading right now is preparing myself in my long-term portfolio. I think that is so much more important to me as of right now, preparing myself for the future, taking advantage of situations in the market where everyone's panicking, everyone's losing their shit, and people are saying that, it's the end of the world. These are the times where I need to focus in, and I need to really focus in what I believe and take action on it. Invest my money during times of panic, and see if I can take advantage of that. Because the last time I did this during the virus is when I made a lot of money. I did very, very well during that time. I added almost all my long-term shares in April of 2020. I traded a lot of options during then, and it was just a fantastic opportunity on the back half of it. So things could be different here. People are going to disagree with me, but I can guarantee you if you react in times of panic, a lot of the times you come out on top. So I would absolutely be looking into your long term. If you don't have one, this is probably a pretty decent time to start trying to add some shares for your future. If you're young, if you're in your 20s, this is just awesome for you, because you don't want, if you're in your 20s and you want to start a long term, you didn't want to see this market just continue higher, right? Where are you going to buy? But if you're getting a pullback on a stock like AMD down 40%, guys, a stock like AMD down 40%, doesn't happen every day. That doesn't happen every decade, right? So I'm interested. You really can't talk me out of that one. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me here, but that's good stuff to me. 40% down in AMD, I'm buying shares. All right, Google. Interesting as well. Another stock that is at a major level here. Look at this. Major level on Google, right? 2,500, huge level on Google. You guys can see a little triple bottom. Need Nasdaq support today. You need Nasdaq support. You need oil to drop. You need Nasdaq support. So if you get that, I think Google continues. You're up to 2,600 already in the pre-market. 2,600 in the pre-market. Already a nice pop on Google. Look at this little triple support, triple bottom, 1, 2, and 3. Nice. All depends on the market, right? It's all dependent on the overall market today. Do we actually see some support here? I'm just pointing out to you guys all these levels. They may not hold up. It's absolutely possible that they do not hold up, but I just want to point them out. I want you guys to know where the levels are, right? You can see 2,500 on Google. You can see 210 on Nvidia, big level, right? Huge level here at 210. $100 on AMD, another huge level that we are holding, and Apple. Some great stocks that are at fantastic levels. 157 on Apple, another potential opportunity. So some nice levels out there today. I'm very interested to see if they hold. That's going to be my main watch today. I'm not just going to go out and buy calls because I'm irrational and I want to put all my money into call options. That's not what I'm doing today, right? That's a little reckless. You watch today. You see if the levels seem strong. You see if the market has any reaction to the upside. If it does, there could be some opportunity starting here. So watch these levels today, guys. I would absolutely keep them on your watch list. Let's keep an eye. Yeah, Joshua, I totally agree. It's not ready to. confidently go big in this, right? I don't think so. We're not making any higher highs. We're not making any higher lows quite yet. We need to see some higher highs come in. Then I feel a little bit more confident. SE, yeah, I mean, 50, I would like to see it, but, I still believe it will, but it's going to take time, guys, right? There's going to be market shifts. If the market shifts back to positive, SE is going to obviously move higher as well. That's just the matter of fact. But, I still am very solid about the fact that there's no support here, right? You can't really ignore that fact. It just depends on whether SC continues lower or not. Stitch Fix. Guys, don't tell me to look at Stitch Fix, please. I looked at this yesterday, and if you're looking at Stitch Fix, you need to move on from this one. This is, you break up. It's time for the breakup. This is a stock that you should not be touching for the life of you. This is a stock that is dead. This is the stock that you do not want to be involved in. This is a stock that will hurt you, and you should break up with it. This is not good. From $113 to $8 on earnings yesterday, it's very ugly, and you do not want to be involved. So please look past Stitch Fix. VBY is another one. Absolutely, don't touch it. Look at this rejection. We talked about this rejection. It's absolutely going to move lower, and you're probably going to get the gap fill. Maybe you get some. Maybe you made some money on Stitch Fix, but guys, the consistent, just don't be consistent about it. 1-800-Flowers. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go over what the members want to look at today. That's the next line of duty. If you are a member of the channel, and by the way, thank you for joining, Clement. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel of the live stream. Thanks for all the support. If you guys are a member, go ahead and get into the Google Docs. Hold on. And put in your tickers. So we have Qualcomm, SE, CVX. Stocks that we are sort of already looked at, but we'll look at them again. Qualcomm. You don't need to put CVX twice. Oh, someone has the upside and the downside. Interesting. So Qualcomm's in the gap, but you guys know, right? This is how the market works. If the market moves higher, it's going to move higher. Qualcomm is not going to fill the gap if the market moves higher, right? So you do have the gap there, but the Nasdaq is pushing higher today. So it's not going to fill the gap unless the Nasdaq pulls back. So 157 would be the level I would watch for potential rejection. Absolutely would be the level I'd watch for rejection. But you need to watch the overall market today, guys, right? And this comes back to what I talked. I don't know if you guys are in the Discord or not. You guys know I've said this about 50 times this week. I'm a little bit more hesitant on trading strong stocks, right? Trading puts on strong stocks. What was the common situation between all the puts that I traded last week? SE, dying stock, right? It's dead. It's dying. Roku died basically for the last year has been dying. You have Snow, which has been dying and had bad earnings. And you have Etsy, which has been dying with all of the smaller cap tech stocks, right? These stocks have all been extremely weak, and it's more common for them to move lower, right? A stock like Qualcomm, it's a strong stock. It's a very quality name. And sometimes it's going to be tough to catch downside because it's going to react very positively to NASDAQ strength, right? This stock is going to be very strong if the NASDAQ is strong. So is Apple, so is Tesla, so is Amazon, so is Google, so is AMD. Those stocks, they're quality names. And quality names are going to move higher more on strong NASDAQ moves. There could be days where the NASDAQ moves higher and a stock like Roku or SE doesn't get any reaction because it's still getting sold into. But Qualcomm is a stock that I just put a little bit higher than some of those other names. So just be a little bit careful here. I know the gap fills there, and it probably is potentially a trade. Just watch out for 157. You probably want to see that reject today. If you see 157 reject, I would say you're probably still in this trade. Absolutely. You have 20 SMA rejecting. You have previous support, which could turn into resistance right here. So just watch that 157 today, guys. That would be my stop loss. If you have puts for the gap fill, I would not want to see it back above 157. Okay. SE got out of these yesterday. nice trade. This is what I'm talking about, right? Look at SC over the last 4 or 5 months, just dying. Of course, guys, look, there's bounces along the way. Bounce here, and maybe you're sort of looking at the next bounce here. Now, what would I be looking for to potentially get back into this trade? I would love to get back into SE puts at 110. I would absolutely love to get back in puts here at 110. Why is that? Because you have a rejection here, you have a rejection here. What was that? That was previous lows, right? Previous lows turning into resistance. Let me zoom out. Got to zoom out more. There we go. Look, previous lows right here, support, resistance. So if that happens again, where SC pushes into 110, I would love to try to catch it again. So I'm going to be watching 110 on SE, C limited. That'll be my next entry on put options if we get there. If not, I'm just going to leave it alone. Okay, CVX, we talked about this already. Oil, that's all you got to watch, guys. It doesn't really matter about CVX, just watch /CL. /CL, if this continues lower, you're absolutely going to see more downside on CVX. So watch oil today. It already looks like it's losing. It's down 5% in the pre-market. Okay, last but not least, Mara. Bitcoin's up 9% this morning. So if you want to go chase the Bitcoin trade, that's up to you guys. This is just based off Bitcoin. There's nothing else. There's nothing else matters here. Why is Mara gapping up this pre-market? It's because Bitcoin's up 9%. Riot will be up this morning. It's up $1. MicroStrategy, MSTR will be up this morning. Coinbase is probably up pretty nicely this morning. So if you want to trade, I'm not sure why the live stream didn't pop up, guys. I'm sorry. I really don't know why that happened. It's probably why about 200 people are not here usually. If you want to trade the Bitcoin move, you got to keep Bitcoin on your charts. I'm not the Bitcoin master. I don't follow Bitcoin at all. I haven't looked at Bitcoin chart in probably the last 3-4 months. So I'm not the right person to ask about it. But if you want to look at Bitcoin, obviously Mara, Riot, MicroStrategy, Coin, they're all going to react to Bitcoin. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. So if you like Mara, maybe try to trade some of that momentum, but be careful as we approach this 31. This is a huge level, right? Look, previous support, resistance, and it will absolutely be resistance again. So just watch out. If we push into that 31, you can absolutely expect maybe some resistance here. I'm not sure why the live stream didn't pop up this morning, guys. Sorry about that. YouTube probably screwing me. Probably because I said, did energy hit a top in the title? They probably didn't like that. All right, well, that's gonna be it, guys. To review today, watch oil. Maybe they did. Oh, maybe that's why. Is that why? Yeah, they're screwing me today. Look at this. I just got monetization limited. This video is running limited, no ads due to content identified as not suitable for most advertisers. Huh. Nice. I'm going to request a review. Anyways, that might be why, because the time, I don't know if the time changed. Hates men with beards. Anyways, guys, it's not a big deal. It is what it is. We'll get it fixed. All right, so to such a controversial channel. Yeah, it is. Huge. Oil today, big watch. You should absolutely be watching oil. Absolutely be watching oil. That is, you have to be. I mean, you just have to. This is going to move what the market. It's going to depend on what the market does. If oil goes higher, you're going to see lower downside on market. If oil continues to tank today, if you get more downside on oil, you should see continuation on the Nasdaq market, on the tech stocks. You should see nice continuation. So that is going to be your deciding factor. That is what I would be watching. And, we'll see what happens. If you want to stay tuned, if you want to stay up to date with everything we're doing, come hang out in the Discord chat. Obviously, we'll be talking about this all day. Great place to stay up to date with everyone's ideas, everyone's opinions, and everyone's, sort of a take on what's going on. Join a community. You don't need to trade with us if you don't want to trade, with other people. But it's a great place to, speak your mind, and obviously in a respectful way, and get to meet other people and talk to them about the market, and just sort of, I learn a bunch from these guys. It's awesome. So shout out to you guys in the chat. Thank you for, always coming every day and sharing your analysis, sharing your thoughts. It's definitely helpful for me, and I'm sure many others. So good luck today, guys. Press that like button for me if you could. Maybe, can we get to 400 today? Because it looks like 500's out of reach with the amount of people here. But if everyone presses the like button, we should have about 700 likes. Is that too much to ask for? Just kidding. Thank you guys again. Have a fantastic day. Shout out to, what is it? It's Gold Sauce is making sure to remind me. The Notorious B.I.G., today is the day he passed. So there you go, Mr. TNT, Gold Sauce. Shout out to him. And that's for you, buddy. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the push notification comes out tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace out.